Welcome to the Empower L podcast. I'm your host, Vero, and I'm so excited to have you join me on this journey of empowerment and growth. This podcast is designed for ambitious, high-achieving women who are ready to break free from overwhelm and step into their power. Together, we'll explore practical strategies, share inspiring stories, and hear from experts who can help you navigate the challenges of balancing ambition and well-being. Whether you're looking to cultivate confidence, transform your mindset, enhance your leadership skills, or find harmony in your life, this is the place for you. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Empower L podcast. I'm so glad that you're here to learn about something that could truly shift the way that you lead and live. Today's conversation is all about how to stop the guilt cycle and how to manage career success and personal well-being without feeling like you're constantly failing at one or the other. If you've ever felt guilty for working late, guilty for wanting more in your career, for resting, for saying no, or guilty for not doing enough at home, then this episode is for you. Because so many ambitious women are living in a quiet cycle of guilt, no matter what they choose. When you focus on work, you feel guilty about home. When you focus on home, you feel guilty about work. When you rest, you feel guilty for not being productive. And when you achieve something big, you feel guilty for wanting more. And the truth is, that cycle is exhausting. So today, we're going to unpack why the guilt exists, where it comes from, and how to step out of it so that you can build success without sacrificing your peace. So take a deep breath and let's dive in. Let's first define what I mean by the guilt cycle. The guilt cycle is when no matter what decision you make, part of you feels like it's wrong. You choose work, guilt. You choose family, guilt. You choose yourself, guilt. You choose rest, guilt. It becomes this constant emotional undercurrent. And for high-achieving women, guilt often disguises itself as responsibility. You tell yourself, I should be doing more. I should be more available. I should be further along. I should be more grateful. I should handle this better. The word should is often the doorway into guilt. But here's the deeper truth. Guilt often doesn't come from wrongdoing. It comes from unrealistic internal standards. When you feel guilty because you've actually done something wrong, that's okay. That's what guilt is made for. But when you feel guilty for going for a walk or taking a bath or going out with your friends without the kids, you're not doing anything wrong. And that's where the feeling of guilt should not exist. So let's talk about the roots. Many of us grew up absorbing messages like, you can have it all, but don't drop anything. Be ambitious, but don't neglect anyone. Be successful, but stay humble. Be independent, but stay nurturing. It's confusing. You're expected to excel professionally and emotionally carry everything. And when you can't be everywhere at once, guilt fills that gap. And then you add to that social media comparison, workplace expectations, family expectations, and your own perfectionism. And suddenly, no amount of effort feels like enough. But guilt is not a reliable compass. It's often just a signal that you care deeply, not that you're failing. Many ambitious women have unconsciously tied their worth to productivity. When you're achieving, you feel valuable. When you're resting, you feel uncomfortable. When you're ahead, you feel safe. But when you slow down, you feel anxious. So even when you reach milestones, there's that internal voice that says, don't relax, don't get complacent, don't lose momentum. And if you slow down, guilt shows up. But here's the shift. Your worth is not measured in output. Your value does not fluctuate based on performance. You are allowed to pursue success without punishing yourself in the process. Now, I want to talk about balance because many women feel guilty simply because they believe that balance means equal attention to everything all at the same time. But that's not reality. Balance depends on the season of life that you're in. Balance changes. Balance is intentional. It's not equal. We shouldn't even use the word balance. Some weeks, your career needs more focus. And some seasons, your personal life needs your full presence. That does not mean that you're failing in the other area. It means that you're human. The guilt cycle often comes from expecting perfection in both areas at the same time. But leadership, like true leadership, is about intentional trade-offs, not about perfect distribution. I want to share with you 5 powerful ways to stop the guilt cycle and create healthier alignment between success and well-being, because that is what we're all about at Empower L. So the first one is identify whose expectations you're carrying. So pause and ask, is this guilt coming from my values or from someone else's expectations? Sometimes you're carrying invisible standards that aren't even yours. Maybe they're cultural expectations or family patterns or workplace norms. You are allowed to redefine success on your terms. Number 2 is replace should with choose. We're gonna stop shoulding all over ourselves. Instead of saying, I should be home earlier, try saying, I choose to stay late today because this matters to me. That shift moves from obligation to ownership. And ownership reduces guilt. Because when something is aligned with your values, it doesn't feel like self-betrayal. Number 3 is communicate proactively. A lot of guilt comes from assuming that you're disappointing people. But often we haven't even communicated clearly. So have the conversation, set the expectations, and explain the season that you're in. Clarity reduces guilt because silence just fuels it. Number 4 is schedule restoration like you schedule work. If well-being is left to when there's time, there will never be time. Rest is not a reward, it's maintenance. And when you proactively prioritize rest, it becomes intentional and not indulgent. And number 5 is to practice self-compassion. You will not get it perfect. Some days you'll lean too far into work. Some days you'll miss something. And some days you'll feel stretched. But instead of spiraling into guilt, ask yourself, what would I say to a friend in this situation? Then offer yourself the same grace. Self-compassion disrupts the guilt spiral. So let's redefine something important. Success is not constant hustle, constant availability, or constant proving. Success is alignment. It's knowing your values. It's making intentional decisions. It's adjusting when needed. And more importantly, it's trusting yourself. You can build a meaningful career and care deeply about your well-being. They are not opposing forces. They're actually partners when you manage them intentionally. So where does guilt show up most for you? Is it around ambition, rest, motherhood, leadership, boundaries? And what would change if you believed that you are allowed to want more and take care of yourself? Sit with that for a few minutes, because that belief is transformative. You're not failing because you feel tension. You're navigating complexity. And complexity requires self-awareness, not self-criticism. You can be ambitious and grounded, driven and peaceful, successful and well. You do not have to choose between career success and personal well-being. I will never say it enough. You just have to choose alignment over guilt, and that's a daily practice. So if this episode resonated with you, I would love for you to leave a review, to share with me what stood out, where you experienced guilt, and how you'll start to manage it. And share it with a woman who could use this reminder today. And remember, keep choosing yourself, your vision, and your values. That is real power. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning into the Empower Elle podcast. I hope today's episode inspired you and gave you practical insights to help you navigate your journey as an ambitious, high-achieving woman. Remember, every step you take towards building your confidence and embracing your full potential is a step closer to creating the life you truly desire. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on your favorite platform. Your support helps us reach more women who are ready to step into their power and live their best lives. Don't forget to join our community on social media for more resources, tips, and inspiration. Until next time, lead with power and live with wellness. You are unstoppable.